in this town can only be from this grape. So it's on the Peloponnesus Peninsula. So if you're a wino, that's always a pretty cool add-on you can make when you're heading over to Greece next time. But it's like a deep kind of red berry, cherries, blackberry type flavors. But cheers. I have to teach you your first Greek word. Yamas is how you say cheers. So yes.
Yamas.
To all getting to travel in 2021. So let me. Okay, so Celestial Cruises is an awesome cruise line. I love working at Celestial Cruises. I feel like I have a very easy job because this is like one of the best parts of the world that you can travel to. So today I am going to tell you all about who we are. If you're not familiar with us, we are like a smaller niche cruise line. So I'll tell you a little bit about who we are. We're going to take an in-depth look at the 2 itineraries that Single Life Today is doing in 2021, the 7-night Idyllic and the 3 continents. I'm going to show you all what our new ship, the Celestyal Experience, looks like. And we'll talk about what dates are available to you as well. And then I'll answer any questions you might have. So who is Celestyal Cruises? Well, we are pretty much the only Greek-owned cruise line out there. We are home porting in Athens, Greece. So all of our cruises start and end in Athens, which makes us pretty unique because most Mediterranean cruises like start in Spain or Italy and are one-way sailings. So you get, with us, you really get an in-depth look at the Aegean region. We specialize in the Eastern Med. That's all we do. So we really get to show you our backyard. Besides Greece, mainland Greece and the Greek islands, we have itineraries that touch on Turkey, Egypt, Israel, and Cyprus. We do have 3-night, 4-night, 7-night, and 14-night sailings. The 2 ones we're going to look at today are both 7-night sailings. And we do have 3 mid-sized ships in our fleet, the Olympia, the Crystal, and the Experience. So the Experience is the ship that we use for all of our 7-night sailings. So that's the one we're going to be talking about as well. But with our mid-sized ships, they're really a nice size because they're small enough to get us into the nooks and crannies of this amazing region, but big enough for you to have like a really comfortable experience on when you are on board with us. So one of the things that really sets us apart from other cruise lines is that we're all inclusive. So you get a lot for the money that you're paying, truly like amazing value. And it also makes your experience on board like more stress-free because you're not having to worry about like what bill is adding up that you're going to have to pay at the end of your cruise. It's like pretty hard to spend money on our cruises because we include so much. So your dining is all taken care of, 3 meals a day included for you. Unlimited drinks are automatically included in your cruise fare. Beer, wine, liquor, coffee, soda, it's all included. But because we're Greek, remember, we're always going to bring the flavors of the local destination into the onboard experience. So the beer and wine that we're including, it's Greek. We have a very large menu to choose from of our included drink package. And then we do have a premium wine list and a top shelf menu if you do want to order off that. It's just a supplemental fee per drink if you wanted those options. We have select shore excursions automatically included in our cruise fare, which to me, this is the best part because when you go to a place like this, it really is about the experiences you get to have in the destination. So with this, you automatically get to experience 2 or 3 incredible excursions with your cruise. We have entertainment every night, complimentary. The shows are really fun. They normally have a different theme every night. We might have a Latin night, a cabaret night. One night we tell the story of Greek mythology. It's always a really fun program. And then last, the gratuities are all included. So truly all of the big stuff is taken care of. The only things you might want to budget for extra is like Wi-Fi or if you want to go to the spa, which when you see it, you're going to want to. If you want to order the top shelf alcohol, or if you plan any last minute optional shore excursions that you book on board. But like the big stuff, it's taken care of for you.
And Kelly, I just want to interject that with STI, they get 3 included excursions on both of those sailings.
Perfect.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
So for destination immersion, I mean, this is really what differentiates us from the other cruise lines, you know, because the destination is our specialty. When you go halfway across the world to Greece, the whole point is to spend as much time as possible off the ship. And with other cruise lines, a lot of times the ship is their destination. We could not be more opposite. Our ship really acts like a floating hotel. You spend more time off the ship than on the ship. You get back on in the evening, you eat dinner, you see a show, and you go to sleep and you wake up somewhere new. We're very port intensive. The way that our itineraries are designed allows for maximum time in each place, and we don't really have at sea days. We have 1 on the 3 continents because we have to get from Greece down to Egypt. We also build in key overnight stays, which are huge because you won't get this amount of time with a lot of other options. Besides giving you that time in those big sites, we get you off the beaten path to some of the smaller islands that bigger cruise ships can't go to that you would normally miss out on, which to me, some of those are like the best parts of the itinerary because they're like the most unexpected stops. And like I said, when you're on board with us, you continue to experience the culture and the destination, whether it's through our culinary program, through educational lectures on board, through Greek dancing lessons or Greek language lessons, olive oil tasting. We really do infuse the culture of the destination into the onboard experience. And really, at the end of the day, what differentiates us is we don't just get you to the port, we truly immerse you in the destination. Dining. Food is always very important when you travel, at least to me. I know it is to a lot of travelers these days. And with us, we do have continental options because we do get a lot of different types of travelers cruising with us. So we have something for everyone, but we're always sprinkling in the traditional Greek flavors, which I love. We have a blue and white night to celebrate our Greekness. There's a very Greek-driven menu one night. We have like a souvlaki barbecue on deck one night. But even for 2021, we're taking it even further. We've collaborated with a Greek-American celebrity chef. Her name is Diane Kochilis, and she has a travel/cooking show on PBS called My Greek Table. If you've never looked or watched it, I definitely recommend watching a few episodes because it is going to make you super excited to get over to Greece and very hungry. But she's actually collaborating with us on our culinary program starting in 2021, which is amazing. And she's actually, her specialty is the Blue Zone diet. So if you're not familiar with what a Blue Zone is, there's designated parts of the world that are designated Blue Zones where people live to be like way past 100 years old. And it's primarily due to the diet that they consume. So this is her specialty because in Greece, there is an island that is a designated Blue Zone. So we're gonna also bring in some Blue Zone diets, Blue Zone recipes into our culinary offerings, which is really cool. And something new for 2021 on our new ship, The Experience, we're actually going to have some specialty dining options. So I think we're going to have about 3 specialty dining restaurants. They will be an extra cost. And we're still working out some of our onboard program because we did just buy this ship this past summer. And so we're still getting some things ready. So you can look out for those types of exciting details as we keep releasing them over the next several months. And then, you know, Vicky can attest to this. Our people really do make the difference. And I think the best way to convey what they're like is with another Greek word for you, philotimo. So in Greek, this word actually doesn't have a definition, but you have to break it up into the root words. So philos in Greek equals friend, and timi equals honor. And This is really the essence of Greek hospitality. Like, Greeks are known for their warmth and hospitality, and you know, treating everyone like their family, and that's truly how our crew treats our guests. We really take pride in going the extra mile and giving our guests an amazing experience, and we get phenomenal remarks when it comes to our customer service score. So we really do deliver in this area. It's quite incredible, our team. So where do we sail? I mean, just looking at these, I'm ready to go like right now. You can see the Greek islands, Santorini, Istanbul, the island of Syros, Ephesus, the great ancient ruins on the island of Crete, the pyramids. Like, these are just some of the amazing places in the Eastern Mediterranean that you can go to with Celestyal Cruises, where it's such an incredible part of the world. So let's start on the journey. So the 7-night idyllic Aegean, this is going to be cruising in July 2021. It is our best-selling itinerary. Like, if you have the Greek islands on your bucket list, you must do this trip, because no one does it quite the way that we do. You get 3 included shore excursions: Ephesus in Kuşadası, Turkey, the Acropolis of Lindos on Rhodes, and the Palace of Knossos on the island of Crete. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of these places. You can see the times that we're in port. So again, we start and end in Athens. That's where you fly into. But look at all this time. Kuşadası, Turkey, from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rhodes, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Crete, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. There is so much to do in Crete. I feel like a lot of people don't know how amazing Crete is, but I'm going to tell you some. Santorini, this is epic. We're there from 7 a.m. until 2:30 in the morning. We go to the small, tiny island of Milos. And again, we end with Mykonos with a showstopper, 24 hours in port, a second overnight, which is pretty incredible. So Athens, I always recommend that if you can come in a few days early before you hop on the cruise, you definitely don't want to miss out on exploring Athens. If you've never been before, I mean, the Acropolis is like 3,500 years old. You want to come face to face with this amazing place. The Plaka, you can explore like the traditional Greek tavernas. There's the Acropolis Museum right across the way from the Acropolis, which is a pretty new museum, and it houses like 4,000 artifacts that have been excavated from the immediate area of the Acropolis, which is pretty incredible. So definitely try to do some exploring in Athens. It has a really amazing culinary scene as well. I'm always looking for good food to eat, if you can't tell. Our first stop after we depart from Athens is Kuşadası, Turkey. It's on the southern coast of Turkey along the Aegean. The area itself is known for like really beautiful beaches, but also there's quite a few Christian pilgrimage sites, Ephesus being the most important one. So we actually include a guided tour of Ephesus for you in your cruise fare. I mean, Ephesus is some of the most well-preserved Roman ruins in the world. We're talking about going back to biblical times. This is where Mary came to live after the crucifixion and where she died. So there's actually a part of the site where you can pay a little supplemental fee to visit Mary's house. But our guides here are incredible. After we visit the site, we actually stop at a traditional Turkish rug co-op on the way back to the port, which is really cool. So the government subsidizes this co-op in order to keep the tradition alive, because the Turkish rugs are hand woven like on a loom from silk. So it's amazing that they still keep this tradition alive, and you learn all about the process from beginning to end, starting with how they extract silk from silkworms to the process that they use to weave on the loom. And they put out a full buffet of traditional Turkish food and wine, which is incredible. So all of that is included in your cruise fare. The island of Rhodes. Rhodes really stands out because of its medieval history. So Rhodes is actually one of the most largest, most well-preserved medieval cities in all of Europe. So we have our second included shore excursion here. We visit the Citadel of the Knights to explore the medieval history, and also the Acropolis of Lindos with amazing panoramic views of the Aegean and surrounding coastline of Rhodes. So lots to explore here. And then we head to Crete. We're in Crete from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. So it actually gives you plenty of time to do 2 different excursions. The included excursion for you is the Palace of Knossos. So Knossos is an ancient archaeological site built by the ancient Minoan civilization, which is the very first civilization on the entire continent of Europe. And it's got a really cool story that you get to learn about. And after that, it's about a 4-hour excursion. You still will have time to explore other parts of Crete. I highly recommend getting out into the countryside because it's my favorite part. I mean, Crete is the largest of the Greek islands, and it actually is so diverse. So you have the ancient archaeological sites. You actually have snow-capped mountains and incredible beaches, and then the rolling green countryside covered in olive trees and vineyards. So we have an awesome optional shore excursion, a delectable day in Crete that takes you out to an olive tree farm to learn about like the olive harvesting. You get to do some tasting of local wines and learn about the winemaking process on Crete. You get to, of course, taste some other treats that they have local to Crete. And after you are going to drink some of that wine and the local rake, you're definitely going to learn how to Greek dance. So it's a really fantastic stop on the itinerary. Then Santorini. And Santorini is on everyone's bucket list for a reason, because as a few of you can attest, in person, it actually looks like this. Like, this is not fancy marketing like Photoshop. Like, this is truly what Santorini looks like. I don't think there's anywhere else in the world that looks like this. It will take your breath away. The most popular village on Santorini is called Ia. This is what we're looking at here. It's like the most photographed part of the island. It's pretty much all pedestrian, and it's little winding alleyways that you just get lost in. All these cliffs are lined in like cafes, restaurants, wine bars. I mean, I kind of like do the Santorini shuffle where I normally stop, get a coffee, move down a few more, get some gelato, move down, get some wine, and you just like want to stare at how beautiful this place is. You do get so much time here, like 7 a.m. till 2:30 in the morning, so more than a full day. And this really is amazing because you do get to explore different facets of Santorini besides just seeing Ia for a few hours. You can go to Akrotiri, which is an incredible archaeological site that they're still actively excavating today. It was pretty much an ancient Minoan town that was covered in a volcanic eruption, and it's kind of like the Greek version of Pompeii. If you like to go to beaches, you're going to be there in July. There's red sand beaches, there's black sand beaches. Like, the makeup of Santorini is really interesting because you're basically on a volcano. So there's lots to explore in Santorini. And of course, because we're there till 2:30 in the morning, you're going to have an epic Santorini sunset experience from the islands before you get back on board in the evening. Then we head to the small, tiny island of Milos. Almost no other cruise lines go here because their ships are too big to get into Milos. And a lot of people don't know very much about Milos, but over the last few years, it's popping up on a lot of different lists and like blogger lists, and then like Forbes magazine featured it as one of the most beautiful islands in the world. It's famous for its beaches. Not beaches in the traditional sense, like how we have here in Florida, but the water is so clear and the landscape is really unique. It feels like you've landed on the moon because all the rock has been eroded by like the water and the wind and the salt. So we have a really neat optional shore excursion. If you like to go out swimming at the beaches and on a boat, the boat will take you around to the most famous beaches of Milos. Like, this one is called Sarakaniko Beach. If you're not a beach person, that's okay, because this little tiny island really packs a punch. Milos, this little tiny island, actually has the third most important catacombs in the world. So third only to Rome and the Holy Land, dating back to between the 1st and 5th century. So lots of religious history here on this island as well. And just some trivia for you, the island, Milos, this is where the famous statue, the Venus de Milo, comes from. And then last on the itinerary is going to be Mykonos. Like, truly, this is like a real bohemian island. I kind of like think the best way to explain its vibe is you can live the good life here. There's amazing restaurants, incredible bars, lining where you can watch the sunset from. The main town is called Cora. And what we do, I really love, we have a complimentary shuttle that runs from the dock into the center of town every 30 minutes. So we make it very convenient for you to get to right where you need to be. And also you can catch the shuttle back to the ship when you're done in the evening without having to pay for a taxi. Mykonos is so beautiful. It really is like very like artsy, lots of really cool art shops, jewelry shops, whining. You're just going to put down your map and get lost in this place. It's so stunning. It really does have the whitewashed walls and the traditional blue wooden doors and the stone alleyways. If you are a history or Greek mythology person, there's actually a nearby island right next to Mykonos called Delos, and it's said to be the most sacred of all the Greek islands. And the whole island is UNESCO protected. No one lives on it. It's a complete archaeological site on this island, and that's where they say the twins Apollo and Artemis were born. So it's the island of immortals. So we have a really neat optional shore excursion that you can do to Delos for your day on Mykonos as well. Now, on to the 3 continents. First, we have to have a yamas. Okay, the 3 continents. Now, this is another epic trip. I mean, you get to check off some serious bucket list destinations. We're talking Egypt, Israel, Cyprus, which is kind of like the hidden gem, Limassol, Cyprus. And then we do have some repeat islands here. So we go to Rhodes and Kusadasi on this itinerary as well. But of course, it's going to be more in the off season. So it's a slightly different experience too. We're going to have 3 excursions included here as well. So a full day in Egypt. We include the Acropolis of Lindos and the Citadel of the Knights on Rhodes, and also Ephesus on this itinerary too. So you can see we do have 1 at-sea day to get down to Egypt. Egypt is a full day, Vicky can tell you. It is a long day. You get to see so much. It is well worth it. I'm going to tell you all about it. Israel, we're in port from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Limassol, Cyprus from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. Rhodes 11:30 to 6:30, and then we end in Kusadasi from 7 till 6 p.m. So in Egypt, it is a long day, and the full day is included for you because we don't want you to have to worry about anything in Egypt. It's a full day included for you. You get to see the pyramids, the Sphinx, the Archaeological Museum in Cairo, and we include lunch in the excursion for you. So that is all included in your cruise fare. It's a pretty epic day. And followed by that, as if that day wasn't big enough, we head to the Holy Land. So we port in the city of Ashdod, and there's a few options on how you can spend your day. We do leave this as an open day. We have some optional shore excursions that you can choose from. I did say this was my favorite fascinating place I've ever been to, and really I think that Jerusalem, that's really what I'm talking about, because Jerusalem was just fascinating. So if I had to choose, I would choose the full day tour that does Jerusalem and Bethlehem. I mean, Jerusalem and Tel Aviv are like a 45-minute taxi ride away from each other, but they're like visiting 2 different planets. Going to Jerusalem is like going back in time, and Tel Aviv is like a pretty cool, hip, modern day place. So 2 completely different experiences. But Jerusalem, I mean, you have some of the most important sites for all 3 major religions in the world, all within walking distance of each other. Like, where else? It's just, it's so much to wrap your head around. And then going to Bethlehem, to the Church of the Nativity, Shepherd's Field, the old walled city in Jerusalem, it's just really an incredible day. Then after 2 big days, we go to Limassol, Cyprus, which is like a much more chilled out day after your head is spinning from the history that you take in for 2 days in a row. And Limassol is like really a hidden gem on this itinerary. It's a stunning island. There's some pretty cool archaeological sites that you can visit. We have a really neat optional shore excursion that goes to the site of Curium, but also it goes to some really tiny villages that are known for its winemaking. So you can do some wine tasting, and they also include what I have heard to be like the best lunch of your life in this optional shore excursion in Limassol. So if you're a foodie and you want to explore some of the sites, it kind of combines the best of both worlds in Limassol, Cyprus. This is also where the UNESCO city of Paphos is, and this is where the goddess Aphrodite is said to be from. So lots of history on Cyprus as well. And then the other two places, Rhodes and Kushadasi, I already talked about from the idyllic, but we can visit those places as well. So now I'll tell you a little bit about what the onboard experience is going to be like. So we are one of the cruise lines that actually purchased a cruise ship in the middle of a pandemic. So our future is pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about 2021, actually. We have a lot to look forward to. This ship is a beautiful ship. It's still categorized as mid-size, so the maximum capacity is about 1,800 guests, but we always sail with a few hundred less than the maximum capacity, so it's still a small enough ship, like I said, that we can get into those nooks and crannies of these really cool itineraries that we've created. We are going to have specialty dining on board, like I mentioned, but we're also going to have a few new, like, really cool areas on board, like the wine bar on the bottom right. It's going to be called the Enoteca, and it is completely full of local, it's a wine and cheese bar, actually, and it's all going to be local Mediterranean wines and cheeses. So you can do wine tastings with like a sommelier. It is going to be an extra cost. But this is going to be, I think, my favorite hangout area on the experience. We're going to have we have 2 different pools and jacuzzis and the beach club, which I'll tell you about. The dining rooms are beautiful. We're going to have a few different specialty dining options. One, I'm pretty sure, is going to include a chef's table where you can watch the chef cook your meal. So those types of experiences are going to be available on the experience. Main dining, we're going to have 2 main dining rooms, and we're going to keep it like, especially when you have long travel days. So that means we don't assign you a time where you have to come to dinner. You can come eat when you want as long as the dining room is open. And that means you can also sit with different people every night. You can change tables and make new friends while you're traveling with us. We have entertainment every night. We're going to have like several different areas for entertainment on board, our grand bar, our tango bar, and our shows are really great and really fun. And it's complimentary as well. Now, the spa. This is the largest spa on any cruise ship on the ocean, and it's now ours. So we have named the spa the Sauna Wellness and Spa. She is about 47,000 square feet and takes up covers 2 different decks. There's going to be thermal baths, a number of saunas, a number of massage rooms. There's a Japanese tea garden in our spa, which I think is pretty cool. So this is definitely a feature of the trip that you're going to want to take advantage of and budget for. We're going to have a beach club, which is for our suites guests only. So suite level and higher are going to have access to the beach club. And it's going to be adults only as well. So really nice sun cabanas and loungers and its own private jacuzzi. So a nice exclusive area on deck. And we have a whole new class of suites actually on the experience called the Wellness Suites. This is exclusively on deck 14, and all of the staterooms that are part in this category are going to have unlimited access to certain parts of the spa. So you can use the thermal baths and the saunas complimentary included in your cruise fare, which is pretty awesome. And it's exclusively on deck 14. Our suites in general, the suite level and higher, include complimentary suite concierge service. If that's something you're interested in, you can talk to Vicky, and she can come to us and see what we can do for you. But that pretty much means you get priority check-in, you get a butler service assigned to you to help you with whatever you need. You get an exclusive area for dining on board. You get a few extra perks with our suites programs in the wellness suites category. Here's what some of our staterooms look like. The bottom right is what one of our junior balcony suites is going to look like. Very comfortable. The square footage on the staterooms, if you've been on the Crystal before, the square footage in these staterooms is going to be a little bigger. So you are going to have a little more space in general in the staterooms on the Experience, which is nice. We're going to have interior and exterior staterooms. They are both the same size throughout the whole ship. The exterior staterooms are going to have a porthole window. All very comfortable, well-appointed rooms. The top right is what one of our standard suites is going to look like. And the left is what one of the sitting areas in one of our grand suites is going to look like. Now, solo travel. We have actually won awards for being solo travel friendly. So this is huge. We have very competitive single supplement rates. Our standard single supplement is 30% on interior and ocean view staterooms. And sometimes we even run special promotions, and Vicki might be able to tell you more about that, about what they have available for you. But we're really solo traveler friendly, which I love. For junior balcony suites and higher, it does go up to 70%. And then for Single Life Today, these are the exclusive departures that you can talk to Vicki about and get more information from their website. So July 3rd to 10th for the 7-night Idyllic, and November 20th to the 27th for the 3 continents is the dates that they're going to be offering. And then last, just so you know, like our tagline here at Celestial is experience life, experience the journey. Like, and we truly embrace that. You can see the places that we go and the stories that you're going to come home with. It really is quite an epic experience. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I'll leave these up.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you. So I will, well, how about this? I will tell you all, I'll share my screen now and just show you some of the deals that we have going on for those 2 departures. So bear with me one moment.
Oh, you're looking.
You know what?
Kelly,
Yeah.
what cruise line did this ship come from?
The ship was formerly the Costa Neo Romantica.
Which was what cruise line?
Costa.
Costa.
You know what, Kelly? I think, can you, it's not allowing me to share for some reason.
Oh,
Advanced. Do you have to make me a co-host, or let's see. Oh, why?
oh,
Okay,
let me see.
there, I've got it now. Thank you. Okay, so just quickly, I wanted to show you all. So if you have not yet seen the Singles Travel International website, it's singlestraveleintl.com. And if you go to cruises, I already did it here because my computer's slow. I wanted to kind of speed it up. If you go to cruises and then select, there's a drop down menu. You can choose Greece. You can choose by destination. And if you choose Greece, then both of these trips will come up. But for the July, the Idyllic, we're calling it the Greek Island Summer Singles Cruise. We have a special offer where if you purchase by December 31st, we're giving you 2 nights free in Athens before the cruise. And we stay at a fantastic hotel. Oh, Shelly, I love your picture. We stay at a fantastic hotel, a 5-star Wyndham, in a great location with this rooftop bar that has views of the Acropolis that are to die for. So that is a great special offer. So on top of that, you get with Celestial the drink package for free, 3 excursions, gratuities for the Celestial staff paid for, and again, the 2-night pre-cruise package in Athens. That you have to sign up before December 31st. I just want to show you something else. If you go to book now, so we're doing this back to back with our Crete, our week in Crete. That's a land tour. So if you choose to do those two back to back, you also get free airfare between Athens and Crete to get to the Crete tour. But what I was looking for here, which probably isn't on this page, is if you are a premium member, Celestial, I will have to tell you that our relationship with Kelly and Celestial is what has enabled us to be able to pass along these wonderful cabins at no single supplement to our members. And those are only available to premium members. So if you're a premium member, you can see here on the Greek Islands cruise, an inside cabin with the 2-night pre. Right there, you're saving almost $1,000. Right now, the premium membership is $397. So if you're not a premium member, if you wanted to, for instance, sign up for this cruise, you want your own cabin, you would save, I think that's $900. You can see. Can you see my screen, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. If you were to get your own cabin inside, it would be $38.49. You would get it for $29.39. And we have an ocean view porthole with the 2 nights free. You save $1,000 right there. So your membership of $397 pays for itself plus in one trip. Also now, anyone who buys premium on Singles Travel automatically gets the premium on Single Life Today and vice versa. So you're getting, it's really right now, that's something that's brand new, and it's a very good deal. For the 3 Continents cruise, let me go to that one. Unfortunately, all of the no single supplement cabins, they sold out like that. That trip already has 21 people signed up for it. It's very popular. So I'm showing you here. You go to cruises, destinations. I'm just going to Greece just to show you that. Oh, it didn't select. Greece. Still not doing it. Sorry. Greece, find trips. So, but Kelly said that she would look to see if they have any more. So if we get a request, if there's anyone who is interested in the 3 Continent cruise, having your own cabin, again, you have to be a premium member even to get the deals. But if you're interested in that, let me know and I can go to Kelly and see if she can get us any more. But the special on this is, if again, book before December 31st, you get the drink package, the 3 excursion, the gratuities, and the 2 nights free in Athens for this one as well. Premier members, you know, again, right now, those are all sold out. But if you're interested, let me know. And, you know, I can honestly say that Celestial, like, would you, Kelly, you had the picture up of the very first picture, and there was a young man at the bar. I know, I remember him. And I can't, he's from Turkey, and I can't remember his name offhand, but you really do get to know the staff, and they're so lovely and friendly, and the small ship size just makes it just feel like you're part of a family.
Yeah, like they really do remember you. They remember your face. They remember what you want to drink, like, because the ship is small enough where you really can get to know the same staff instead of having, like, you know, otherwise they'd have like thousands of people that they'd be serving.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm going to do, I'll stop share and I'll open up I'm going to unmute everybody and just see if anyone has any questions, anything you want to ask, anything you want to say. What, Mark?
Yes.
Yes to all of it.
Yeah, well, seriously thinking about one of them. I have to look at the other 2 trips I'm taking next year and figure out if I can afford, well, not afford, but figure out if I can take the time off to do a third.
Yep. You know, the Greek Islands cruise, you know, that's summertime and it's fun and it's warm. And when we're in, let me try to remember, in Santorini, we haven't included the STI excursion at night. We go to this Greek wedding show. It's kind of like, what was that on Broadway? Tina and Tony's Wedding or something like that. Anyways, it's this really fun show that's included just for the STI group. So that's in the evening. It's a dinner show. It's so much fun. In Mykonos, so we're there a full day, correct, Mykonos?
Yep.
There's time, I know last year we did this really fun, it was like a sailing, it was a sunset sail on this beautiful big, it was like almost like a gullet, gullet, however you pronounce it, and that was wonderful. So there are just so many different opportunities because these are at different times of year, even though you go to some of the same ports on both things. I mean, they're completely different experiences.
So if we think about it, can we contact you tomorrow or later in the week?
Of course, you can contact me whenever you want. If you are premium premier, and you're interested in 3 continents, definitely let me know and we'll try to see if we can get some more no single supplement cabins. There are still the cabins available on the July.
How's the best way to get in touch?
With me? Well, I'll put my email in the chat. It's vparker@singlestravelintl.com.
Perfect.
Some of you have my phone number in your phones. You can text me.
When you call single travel, what's your 1, 2, 3, 4? What's your extension?
Now, that's a good question. I think I'm 707.
Okay.
Isn't that horrible? I think the numbers recently changed. You know what? I'll put my cell in here too, just in case you don't have it. Oh, I didn't put the little. Okay, 978-500. Just let me know if I haven't traveled with you, your name won't be in my phone. So just let me know who you are. But so Shelley, for you,
yes.
What was your favorite part of the 3 continents cruise?
There was a lot. I mean, one I'm going to miss, unfortunately, I'm going to miss my Thalassus bars.
Yes.
I'm trying to pull up the background and I can't, I have the sunset with the flag at the end of Thalassus bar and I can't, it won't pull up on my iPad. But I mean,
That's my favorite part on board too.
that was I mean, I have to say, I do agree. Everybody was phenomenal. They really did. I mean, we were also there during probably one of the craziest times ever. We were the last cruise ship in any dock, almost in any port because of COVID. So we came home when everything exploded. So we couldn't get into Israel, but they really took care of us. And she talks about the day trip to Cairo. It is a full day. You leave the ship. I think we left the ship at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 6.
We didn't get back until maybe I think it was almost 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
But we saw, I mean, you see the Sphinx behind me. We saw the pyramids. I don't believe I did it, but I walked inside a pyramid too.
Yes.
Which was crazy. Hurt my back doing it, but I still did it. They took us to the Archaeological Museum, which was spectacular, but it's going to be in a different location. It's going to be brand new, I think, when they go to Cairo next year. Remember, we passed it before we got to the pyramids. They were building it up on our right-hand side.
Yes.
So they're moving everything from the old museum up to this beautiful new museum. Where else did we go? The food, the buffet, that was interesting. That was a lot of fun, but that was interesting. They took us for food, but we were on that bus for like 15 hours. I mean, it was crazy, but everything was taken care of for us. We didn't have to really worry about anything going off the ship. It was such a pleasure.
And
It was
I
such
have a question for Kelly. Kelly, with the new sailings, this year, we stopped in Port Said. And,
Yeah, they changed that.
They
Or
changed.
now,
Yes.
now we're not moving the ship throughout the day. We're only going to Port Said.
So
We're not going to Alexandria.
So that's closer to Cairo.
It's still going to be a long day, but it is going to save time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we missed out. Yeah.
It was worth it. Like that, to be able to see the pyramids of Giza and the Archaeological Museum. Wow.
Yeah. And then I went to one of the catacombs in Alexandria because, as I said, we couldn't go to Israel. You walked off the ship, right?
Yes.
But I ended up doing one of the excursions that they provided. We went down into the catacombs in Alexandria, and it was phenomenal. It was, absolutely gorgeous pictures, because my phone, at least I can now take night vision pictures, and I got some really interesting pictures from inside the catacombs, and it was just unbelievable. It was, again, we were taken care of. And again, when we were going, again, it was high, right before COVID. So every time you walk back on the bus, you had hand sanitizer. You try to get up on the rails and you couldn't hardly get up, but it was a lot of fun, but they really did take good care of us.
Yeah, Celestial did a phenomenal job. We were in Alexandria. We were in Cairo. It was on the bus ride back. We realized that we weren't able to go to Israel.
No.
And before, handed to me on the bus, as we were getting back on the bus, were a list of excursions. Since we weren't able to go to Israel, Celestial had to stay another full day in Alexandria and had excursions already like that people could sign up for. It was seamless and flawless, and it really helped to make up for, a lot of people were disappointed. Obviously, that's a bucket list destination, Jerusalem as well. So just the whole experience with Celestial. And I have to also say that the Greek liqueurs that they have on their menus are very good.
We do have a lot of the local Greek
Too.
drinks to choose from.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you get on, everything's included. You'd really have to think of a drink that was.
Whoops, I can't see it. But my
Kuchadasi.
Uzo, my Kuchadasi Uzo that I'm drinking, that I would have every single night after we did karaoke. That was my nightcap, was double shot of Uzo.
Wonderful.
I ended up liking it and bought a big bottle of it, so I've been slowly drinking it.
Awesome.
Does the experience have, we all loved the Thalassa bar. That was our go-to.
Yeah.
Does the new experience have a nice outdoor bar?
There's going to be an outdoor bar, yeah.
Yes.
So good.